G'day, 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 ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Mind, where as a Chapter 1, Season 1 veteran, I'm going to be showing you guys the latest and greatest tips, tricks, strategies, and more to winning not only more games, but more crowns in Fortnite Chapter 6. So guys, if you are keen, as always, to see if we'll be able to send it back for the crown win here, make sure you guys do hit that like button, and you hit that subscribe button, and use creator code SurelyItsButter the next time you're in the item shop. Alright, we're trying out a new drop strategy for today's episode. Alright, this one has been recommended to us by one of our viewers. They said, Butter, there is an island nearby. Alright, an island that is nearby with a slurp truck. There is also going to be some chests here. I was told there was a legendary. Maybe that was it right there. I'm not entirely too certain, but we will quickly just explore the rest of this island here. Now we've got a bunch of fishing spots over here. You've also got close proximity to the KBBL tower, which is also going to be quite nice. Now checking the map, you will also have close proximity to not only Donut, but as well as the docks. Now this docks we did make a video on a couple of days ago, which is pretty good. You know, we had a good video there where we went over this. It was at the time a low-key drop strategy, but alas, no more. Alright, the streamers, the content creators, everyone has already pretty much exposed it for what it is. Which is a great spot, right? You know, it's definitely going to be probably one of my more favorite locations to drop for the season, so definitely a fan of that. Now we will of course have quite a lot of opportunity for some shields here with these slurp barrels in this hut. So we're going to go for these now, and I figure we might as well just start to rotate over to the docks, right? This is going to be another great place to go, not only for the steamed ham / crusty burgers, but also, oh hello, but also for just the sheer amount of cars that can spawn here. There will be 2 car spawns at this location, so if you guys are looking for, you know, an opportunity to get some mobility, especially during the start of the game, do go and check it out. But our main sort of, our paramount sort of concern here, right guys, is to be trying to get these kills. We want to get these kills. We want to try and remove as many players as we can from the lobby as early as we can. Alright, we want to try to prevent the total amount of third parties that we'll have late game here. And just one of the best ways you can go about that is short and simple, by trying to get as many plays as you can earlier on in the game. So try and just grab a couple of shots there. Whether they're a bot, whether they are a real player or not, we want to get some ammunition, because that is going to be able to make or break our fights. So we will, of course, actually get some splashes here, which I will definitely go and grab. And we'll head back up now. We'll go over to our car. We'll go take our car over towards maybe corruption, or we might even go and, you know, try something different here. We might actually go and do, you know what, we should probably get a squishy actually. Get a couple of squishies, guys. Of course, you will have a mini quickie mart here at this drop spot, which again, fantastic to have, definitely great to see. We don't really need 2 there. Of course, what you can do is, because you can only stack up to 3, you can get one of the squishies, and then what you do is you go and vendor another one. So you go and process another squishy out of that machine, and then you can pretty much just go and use that one of those, and then grab the other 3, and you can head on out with that squishy effect. So you can be pretty efficient with it. Now, I do not want to be looting up all too much here. We've got 67 bullets, so I would like some ammunition, and I feel like corruption is going to be one of the best places to go for this, right? It is on the far sort of corner of the map here, which means, you know, you're going to have a lot less players who will be landing here. We'll just quickly bring it up here. So these sort of corner POIs, I mean, look, except for the Cletuses in the Springfield, I have heard that the Slurp Works is quite good. We'll go and check that out definitely in a future episode, but for now, I definitely want to give this one a try. As soon as we get shot though, we're going to like hide behind the car, but having drifted the car like this. Right now we can use the car as a sort of right shoulder peak, and then I like to sort of switch it up a bit, and then go out to the left there. Now when you have players who try and hide like this, that is also okay. Alright, we're going to go grab his gear, but real quick, we're going to go grab our car. Alright, I feel like there's many ways to go about it, and whenever you guys are rotating around this map, trying to just sort of, maintain your mobility is going to be just as important, right, as anything else. So we have the Chug Jug here, which could be nice. I feel like this is going to be the play, though, is going to be Shockies into the Squishy, into the, into the Splashes, right? The Splashes because they're quick to heal. The Squishies because they're great for mobility, plus they heal you. Plus, additionally, you're going to notice they will increase your jump. Right, they're going to increase that jump. Now, we do have a fuel station here next to the KBBL. We're going to head over there, guys, but real quick, if you have enjoyed this episode so far, if you think you'll be trying out this drop strategy, let me know down below in the comments section. And if not, let me know as well. I want to hear some counterpoints to this. I think that's what we do great here, is to try and share these points, try to create a dialogue, a discussion with all sorts of different players of the community, and it's really great to see. So let me know down below in the comments section, and also make sure you hit that like button and you hit that subscribe button. Alright, we're trying to hit the goal, alright, of 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2026. Alright, we started January this year, so we're nearly halfway there anyway. So we're going to quickly go and grab this forecast card. Alright, I feel like if you guys are not trying to go for forecast, you're definitely missing out on quite a lot of fantastic opportunities here for just having, that sort of game longevity, right? So we'll go and grab that. We've got some Shockies here inside, and we've got the zone moving as well, which is, look, in terms of things that are great and that you love to see, this is probably not one of them. Alright, but we're going to make our way up to the fuel station now. Now, at this stage of the game, guys, when you're coming on into the top 15 sort of situation like we are now, you want to have a few things on your checklist, right? Number one, though, when you're on a fuel station, make sure you guys do jump on 2 of these fuel bowsers there, as that'll heal you up double time. Your main checklist is going to be your ammunition. How are you sitting? You want to have at least 250 bullets, I find, for your top 10 fight. This is to take care of cars. This is to be able to take care of players as well as third parties. Alright, the more the better, of course. Now, we do have some shots over this hill here. I want to just be a little bit cautious. I might actually go for his car. Try and, of course, damage it as much as possible. We've got the suppress, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for them to pinpoint exactly where we are. Okay. Except for that guy, of course. He'll definitely have a bit of a front row seat to potentially our demise. We've got another player up here to our left. I want to try and rotate around to the right, maybe go behind a building whilst we heal up. Alright, I think he's jumping on top there. I'll quickly reload whilst we do. Okay. Immediately, we drift over to the side, using this car now as a form of cover. Old mate jumps on into him here. We now take advantage of the third party. I go for the sweatier player. Car is taking a lot of damage, actually, so this isn't great. At least not for us. Staying in this car is going to be dangerous, but what I want to do is, I know it's going to explode soon. I'm getting ready to hop out of the car. My finger is currently on that button. But there is a fuel station here, and I was hoping we would be able to make it. Now, do not make the mistake that a lot of players have made and stay with the car as you fuel it up. Jump on out, go and distract the shots. Right, we're going to jump up on top here. We want to try and get a little bit of a... we want to try and get people to focus us right there instead of the car. Of course, conversely, if you guys are going up against a player who is doing the same thing, I recommend just shooting at the Bowsers, alright, or just, trying to shoot out the car in general is probably not the best idea, considering it is on the fuel Bowsers, so... Bit of a fender bender there, not too sure where he went. He does jump into the driver's seat just in time. I'm going to position ourselves... Oh, well played to him, actually. Trying to shockwave away here, make our way into zone. We do have one of these crates, of course, inside. And we're going to position ourselves, or at least maneuver ourselves, in a very slippery way there, using the bunny hop. So, we'll grab this. I want to make sure that everything is reloaded here before we get back out. And we do have that squishy effect, so we're going to take advantage of this here. We're going to make our way up. We're checking our corners, our six. We're trying to make sure that we get in that habit of checking our most weakest defended areas, right? That is going to be behind you. It is going to be the high ground and the hills up here. I'm looking for places of cover where players are going to hide, like rocks or trees and walls. And I'm trying to think like, okay, where would I go? Where would I be hiding right now to take advantage of me if I could? All right, now we have quite a lot of mobility here, but what I really need is the one on 4 wheels. Now, where we can find these cars is anyone's guess. Maybe the fuel station down there. And in terms of how we're going to get down there, quick and easy way to do this, guys, is simply jumping onto these zip lines. I think there's a car over there, actually. We'll soon see. Maybe it is not. Maybe it is going to be something else. We do have some more shockwaves over here, though. And so trying to ensure that we have, if we don't have a car, that we've at least got some mobility like shockwaves. You know, this is going to help dramatically. It is going to help in so many ways. Just like you guys pressing that like button and pressing that subscribe button if you have enjoyed this episode so far. But in general, alright, we're going to try and make our way over now. We're going to take these zip lines across. And again, we're checking for cars. Now, it can be any car. It can be the G-Wagon. Oh, hello. Okay, he definitely saw us, I'm pretty sure. Now, you've got a couple of choices when you're in this... Is he running over here? You got a couple of choices, right? You can either try and shoot out the wheels. It's another crown player as well. And we're on the outskirts of zone. So, I feel like our best bet here might be to actually just crouch away. And try and play this a little bit more cautious. So he has pulled up to a fuel station. We know he's got a crown, and we saw two sets of footprints. So he's got an NPC with him as well. Now these players are going to be quite tricky to deal with. And yes, you can run in there, you can try your luck and see how you go. But is it going to work? Is it going to be consistent? Probably not. These are going to be the better players in the lobby. They have gone around and they've gone out of their way for for an NPC. So that is definitely something to take into account, into consideration there. And I would like to fight him with a bit of high ground cover. We didn't really have much high ground there, and that is going to be another thing you guys do want to ensure that you are trying to maintain, you know, to just an utmost standard, right, of at least efficiency is going to be, hey, when I'm going for these players, am I in a weakly defended area? Can I take advantage of them in a strong way? Right now, this is a common mistake here. We've got the cavern here, which we could go through and actually, you know, find a nice place down there. Maybe even get a nice rotation. But as you can see, we've actually got a lot of high ground here. And with the way that the zone moves, I would prefer to be up top on the high ground rather than on the low ground on the cavern on the other side. Right, we know that there's some shots over here. Uh-oh. Well, hopefully he didn't see us there. There is, of course, going to be... Someone else just jumped up behind us. Just going to try and shockwave this instead. We do get the kill down. I'll go for the splash, because why not? We'll reload the other guns. We know that there was another player behind. He could be in the bush. Now he's over to the right. We go on top. I go for the shockwave, potentially. I am going to go for it. We're going to leave this hill. We're top 3 here. We do not need to try and risk this. Immediately, we're going to go for the zip line. We jump off because why? It'll avoid full damage. I think he might have overshot it there. I think I heard him have a squishy. I'm not too sure. Now, there is a bush there as well. We've got the zone, temporarily, at least for the second. I'm going to try and jump over and then crouch. Try to avoid making as much noise as possible. We double check that our guns are reloaded. We're going to take a brief pause. We're using the cliff face here as hard cover. You can't shoot through that. We're checking our weakly defended areas, the high ground. Alright, I'm checking that cliff face and mindfully watching that bush, waiting for it to start shooting at us, because I can guarantee you, there is one thing that the bushes are doing this season, is going to be murdering you. I've never seen bushes taken advantage of so much than I have in the Simpsons mini-season. But that is what you're going to get with cel-shaded, right? You're going to have that issue with it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But I tell you what, with the cel-shaded bush, it is going to be absolutely pretty tricky to play against every time. So do bear that in mind. Now we do have, of course, the Krusty Burger. Alright, we do have, I believe there should be a Quickie Mart around here. there is. I do want to try and maybe grab some more squishies. All right, the reason being, guys, is we've got 2 splashes here, which is fine. You know, this could work, but is it going to be enough? You know, and I think that's a question you need to ask yourselves at all stages of the game is, do I have enough shield? And if not, where can I get more shield? Now, there's a player sliding around the corner there, over to the fuel station. Guys might need to rewind that in 0.25 speed to see if you can catch him. But I did see him there, so I know he's gone around to the right. I know we can't hear any shots nearby. The crown going off is definitely one way to lose your position. But we do have the zone moving now again in 27 seconds. Checking up immediately. Alright, trying to bait out some shots there because we did have quite an easily, you know, to fall back to cover there. I wasn't really too concerned about taking much damage. Now, I would like to get some more shockwaves. We've got 5, which is definitely going to be a sizable amount. But one thing we want to be careful about here is the amount of bushes that are still here. I'm going to go into these bushes with the tactical out. I thought there was someone there. That nearly gave me a heart attack. And again, having a car late game is just so broken right now. So if you guys can maintain your car's health throughout this whole game there, you should be able to come pretty close to that first place position anyway. But so far, you know, so far so good, right? We've managed to come out. All right, there is some items there in the bush, which tells me that there could be someone there as well. I do not want to go out there just yet. All right, old mate shockwaving over. We're going to crouch again. We do not want to give off any of that noise pollution. Until, of course, we do hear some shots there. Now we've got the squishy, which we could use. I might actually use the squishy now because it takes a few seconds. And we'll go for the shockwave here. Not too sure what happened there with my bullets, but it didn't seem to go off. We will need to make our way over. I wouldn't mind the tree here. We don't have a lot of cover here, which is probably not going to be the best thing in the world. I'm assuming he's in the bush. I'm going to jump off to the shorter tree because he's likely going to break that tree to hopefully knock me off of it. That's what I would be doing here anyway. It's a great way to take a lot of, or give a player a lot of full damage. He might be in that bush actually. Now we do have the zone. We got the next zone. Oh! We do have the next zone moving up very, very soon. Try and grab these squishies for health. Right, we'll try and grab that regeneration. Maybe one more for good luck, or at least a good measure. And we've got the bush here. Now we know that he's likely in that bush. We've also got the squishy, which could help us a lot with trying to move. Unlucky, but it is what it is. Well played to one hand only there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy that episode, make sure you hit that like button. You hit that subscribe button, and as always, take care. Garnier.